Welcome to the Talking the Line podcast, presented to you by Talking the Line Sports Media, giving you our best insights and analysis so you can rake in some cold hard cash on your next sports bet. Now sit on back, open up your mind, and let's cash some tickets. We can't thank you enough for joining us. We hope you enjoy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, degenerates and gamblers, far and wide. Welcome in to episode number 155 of the Talking the Line podcast on this absolutely beautiful Wednesday of bets, also known as, so you don't have to check your calendar, November 3rd, 2021. Now we have a loaded show to get through today. I got my partner to bring in, but before we do all of that, please take a few moments to smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you are currently ingesting the TTL pod on. If you are watching on YouTube, might as well hit that notification bell over there as well so you never miss the start of a live show or any additional content dropping from the crew. But if you are listening on your favorite podcast directory, make sure you hit it there as well, as we do release the audio of every show after every live episode is complete. Next item up on the docket, you can be so kind, you can find it in your heart to do so. You got a couple extra seconds while you're sitting here listening to us talk. Hit that like button, leave us a comment, leave us a rating, jump on over yonder in the live chat over there. Hit that share button too, send it on over to your brothers, friends, sisters, uncles, neighbors, enemies. It doesn't matter. Anybody who is a good old-fashioned degenerate, the first time better to the daily degenerate, it does not matter. The TTL crew is for all. We cannot tell you how much we appreciate it when you do. It only helps make TTL Sports Media bigger and better for each and every one of you. Last but certainly not least, head on over to this episode's description where you will locate the Talking the Line link tree. Within that link tree, you will find all of the TTL Crew social platforms, our website, talkingtheline.com, and all of our additional content so you can consume all of that, however and whenever you please. You hear the TTL mascot behind me, ladies and gentlemen, and beautiful gambling people joining us for episode number 155. I am your humbled, honored, hyped, and always handicapping host, Colton, Cap and Colt Sroka. She has come to visit me. We need to get her off of the set. All right, please get out of here. Now she is gone. All right, so all that being said, we have one final thing we need to do before we start today's show, and that is bring in the man who sits to my left on every single episode. He used to sit present with me, but now he's just in a box to my left, but is still here with me in prime time. So without further ado, my friends, help me welcome in the man, the myth, the degenerate gambling legend, and TTL resident cheesehead. We might have something to talk about. And resident Southsider himself, Mr. Riley RMags Magnuson. Partner, how you doing over there today, pal?
I'm putting on a brave face over here today, my friend. Quick news right before we hopped on the show. My man Aaron Rodgers might not be here on Sunday. Definitely not going to be playing on Sunday. So, we might have something to talk about. I'm putting on my brave face. It's Jordan Love season, but we've got bigger things to fry here. We've got one game against an AFC opponent. If it's any team, I guess this probably would have been the one I would have picked if I had to pick one game for Rodgers to miss, I think. So, trying to find optimism here wherever I can.
Sure enough, I'm feeling you. Hey, just a quick update with your mic. Just to back just a little bit, couple of pops in there, just so you're aware. Good to go. Perfect right there. Absolutely. Back to the Green Bay Packers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, boy. No Raj for you, my friend. I don't know. We'll have to talk about it in your sidebar, probably everything in between. My friends, you should have seen the look of despair and desperation as soon as this news was dropped this morning. Now, if that tells me anything as to what Mr. Magnuson is going to be post-Rodgers in Green Bay, oh boy, he is not going to be the happiest of campers because, my friends, it looked like somebody shot his puppy dog. So, we'll see what happens. I digress. We'll get to that in the second half of the show.
Digress some more. I'm going to be in Green Bay a week from Sunday, so as long as he's back for that, that's what I need here.
Most definitely. That would probably be the best thing for you. At least you'll be watching live in prime time. You get to see your boy. Now, all that being said, let's get to today's show. We have an absolutely loaded show coming at you, but before we get into all of that, let's first things first recap all of yesterday's best bets of the day, my friends. Without further ado, for the first time live on your screen, you will now see in just a moment, I apologize, producing and hosting at the same time. Here we go, the TTL Crew's best bets from yesterday, November 2nd, 2021. Absolute heater of a day. We cashed the 2 for Tuesday parlay, ladies and gentlemen. No sweat, no problem whatsoever. Actually, a little bit of a sweat. The Flyers took us to the third period. But regardless, no problem, no harm, no foul. Myself, I went 1-1. I absolutely brutal beat on the under in Miami and Ohio. And then my partner went 2-1 himself, cashed the Heat, and got the Ball State and Akron on an absolutely beautiful last-second Maction fumble to keep the total under, and the Astros absolutely got hog-walloped. Not even a shot, not even a chance. Looked at you before the show. I said, are you sure you want to dive into MLB? You said, absolutely, I'm doing it. I said, okay, more power to you, my brother, but I am not going into that and risking that. But, hey, you got the last beat that we possibly could have of the MLB season. So
yes, we did.
Bury that for the time being, and then we'll get back to it, another 6-8 months? Who knows?
5 months or so, but congrats to the Braves, 2021 World Series champs, huh?
Absolutely. Congrats to them. First time since 1995, so pretty sweet for that. And then Moneyline Dice, you see them right above us, had one hell of a day, 2-0. They told you, hey, take a full unit on the plus 8.5, and you're going to want to sprinkle on this money line as well. They weren't lying. 2-0 day for the Dice yesterday. They're looking to stay hot today. They got another matchup in their sights targeted, and you're just going to have to sit around, hang around, wait around to see what that matchup is. But that does it for now for all of yesterday's best bets of the day. They're gone. They're done. There you have it. Now, all that being said, what do we got coming up today? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Me and my partner got 4 best bets we are bringing to you in total here today, all from the NBA slate. I got 2 coming at you. Mags got 2 coming at you. Outside of that, we got the double special play today. Wednesday Warrior and the Wednesday Parlay Pop-Off. So Parlay Pop-Off's got 3 legs as a reminder, combination of the Wednesday Warrior, the one of my picks, and then one of RMags picks as well. And then if you don't know what the Wednesday Warrior is, hey, it's just a team that battles to either cover their spread or their money line, or they consistently are warriors when it comes to cashing tickets for us. We'll get into all of that later on in the show, and then Moneyline Dice Roll as well. We'll wrap things up. RMags Sidebar. We'll talk some more Packers stuff. We'll talk a little bit of the lone Maction game on the slate tonight. We actually got 2 Maction games. I'm sorry. We can't bet on one because we are in Illinois. Then we'll talk about Central Michigan and also Western Michigan. We'll get into all of that nonsense. We will do the always important TTL announcements, a couple of key things you guys need to be aware of, so stick around for the end of the show, and then I'll wrap it up with my motivation minutes. Got the usual quote of the month coming at you, so hope you're ready to rock and roll with that. Outside of that, anything else I missed, partner? Was not thinking, did not say yet. I know there's one more little piece here that I do need to get to, but anything else?
No, sir, I don't believe so. I felt like, Michael Thomas is out for the season. We can get into that later. That was the other news. All the other news that has happened today has been overshadowed in my brain by Packers news. So,
hey, well, I will do the work on that in for us today, my friend. Don't you worry. So, all that being said, also, I'll mention it, but I always like to mention at the top of the show, Wise Words episode number 9. It's Wise Words Wednesday. Episode number 9 is dropping at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, but an hour and 50 short minutes away. So, there you go. There's your reminder. For now, cut the nonsense, quit the drama, quit the banter that you could go to every other sports media outlet and get, and stick around for the second half of this show for. You come to the first half of this show for the stone cold locks, picks, insights, and analysis, and running tickets to the window with the TTL crew all day and night long. So without further ado, my friends, it is time to get into the first segment of the day with the new addition, one of my new favorite things we have here on the show, the beautiful ticker. Without further ado, let me tee it up. It's time for RMags Best Bets of the Day. Please turn your volume way up. Get ready to have nothing but stone cold insights and knowledge just flying your way in hyperspeed. And as always, hey partner, you have the floor.
All right, I appreciate you, my friend. As you mentioned, I've got 2 NBA plays coming at you today. 1 dog, 1 favorite. I'll start with the underdog today. We are going to the Raptors and Wizards matchup. I'm taking the dog in this one, the Raptors plus 3.5 on the road in D.C. These teams played on opening night, and the Wizards took care of them, winning by about 15 outright. I'm not taking too much stock into that. I'm not taking too much stock into opening night or any opening week games in the NBA as far as these bets or the rest of the season is concerned, because the Raptors are starting to find their stride, partner. They're 4-0 straight up, 3-1 ATS their last 4 games. And it's their defense that's rising to the occasion. And unlike the opening week, because their defense actually has been playing solid all season, unlike opening week, their offense is starting to do enough to support those defensive efforts. I mean, the Raptors held the Wizards to 98 points in the opening night. If you hold the team under 100 points, typically a good recipe to win that game. Now the offense is actually finding their stride and putting up a competent amount of points to support that defensive effort. Raptors so far, last 4 games, 4-0 ATS as a road dog. Last 4 games as a road dog, I apologize. And I think people are still underestimating this team, Raptors team, based off what we saw last year. And so far, kind of a wheel-spinning effort to start the season if you look at the full season. But as I mentioned, they're starting to get rolling. And I think people are buying a little too much into this early season success of the of the Wizards. I think we're going to see a little regression here because their offense has been solid, but I don't think it's sustainable. I think we're going to see a similar team that we saw last year that at points is going to, it was with Russell Westbrook, and I don't think they're going to have that driving force to really push them through and have that grindy, balls to the wall effort from someone like that. I think we're going to see some serious regression here, and the Raptors are going to take care of that 3.5. I like them to get the outright win, but if you're giving me the extra 3.5 point cushion in the game that I think is going to be pretty close, I'll take the points all day long, partner. So first bet for me, Raptors plus 3.5.
Love it. I absolutely love the Raptors as a road puppy. And one thing we forgot to do, well,
Oh,
as my, not we, I will take full credit for this. I forgot to do to me, to you, to all you beautiful people out there sipping the black elixir of the gods on this gorgeous Wednesday of bets. Take your sip, and I'm not even gonna hold on, wait, hesitate, delay. As soon as we do, partner, get the fuck on with it, pal.
alrighty. Bang bang. I have to admit,
Oh,
I finished my coffee this morning, but I had to go
uh-oh.
back and get the coffee right. Meow.
Okay, chop feels. Both of us proud cat dads. So yeah,
Of
150%.
course,
Love it.
not my coffee mug, but I'm sporting it for the day.
Hey, don't lie to
Hey,
me. Lie to the mirror, pal. It's all right.
fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So second bet, I mentioned I've got a favorite this time around. I'm going to the Warriors and Hornets matchup. This one is in Golden State. I'm taking the Warriors and laying the points -6 against the Charlotte Hornets. I think this number is right here to draw people into the Warriors. I've been a big backer the last couple of years of the Hornets in spots like these.
Mm,
But it's spots like these where you think, that's just a few too many points for this Hornets team. There's a reason they set it that high, and I think it's to entice people to take the +6 with a scrappy underdog team. Betting on the Hornets offense has been good. Their offense has been fairly efficient, but I think the difference in this game is going to be the lack of defense from the Hornets side of things up against the Warriors offense. As far as effective field goal percentage goes this season so far, effective field goal percentages factors in the different weights of different shots. So as far as just a straight up percentage that you see in 2-point percentage, 3-point percentage, it factors all of the different weights into it. Warriors on offense are 6th this season, Charlotte 7th. So both teams have been, shooting effective and efficient shots. But on the defensive side, Warriors are 10th in effective field goal percentage allowed. Charlotte's all the way down at 26th. So they have not been able to
mm.
stop the important shots, the 3-point shots at the right times. And I think that's really going to show out here tonight. If you take out the year the Warriors were without Steph in 2019 and 2020, Warriors are 5-2-1 ATS their last 8 against Charlotte. The Charlotte team is also one that Steph Curry himself absolutely dominates throughout his entire career. This is one of 4 teams where he averages at least 27 points per game or more. And if you want to take stock in this or not, this was just the cherry on top of this one. Steph Curry's father is the color commentator, Del Curry, for the Hornets.
Mm.
Every single time Steph Curry
Hmm.
has, whether he goes to Charlotte or his papa comes into Golden State, he shows out in front of his dad. And if you don't want to take stock into it, maybe it's a coincidence. I don't think so. I think Steph treats this as obviously not as a playoff game like he would other ones, but as far as I want to put my best out there tonight in front of my dad, I don't want to look stupid in front of my dad. Like I said, not it's the cherry on top. It's not one of my true analysis as far as this. I would take this bet if that wasn't baked into this, but I think it bears mentioning, and it's a nice little cherry on top of the little sprinkles on top of the Warriors -6 Sunday here.
I absolutely love it. I totally forgot that Del Curry was one of the color commentators now, so that definitely put the cherry on top for me too. You know, Steph wants to roll out there. Maybe he has one of those MVP triple double 40, 50, 60-point nights, and they take care of the Hornets with ease. I think that's
Yep.
kind of what I'm seeing. I was a little tentative pre-show, but I think you got me over to laying the 6 here with the Golden State Warriors. So absolutely love it,
Love you.
partner. 2 plays coming from you. Anything else you need to dish out, drop down, layout, anything in between?
No, sir. I like I said, I'm a big fan of betting on the Hornets, but this is not the spot for them. And I'll be right back on them after this. I have to imagine.
Agreed. 150% agreed with that statement. All right. Well, there you go. There you have it. We'll recap them here shortly, but all of our Mag's best bets of the day. Let's get into the second segment of the day, my friends, with my best bets of the day. Now, 2 coming at you from me as well. Don't you call me a homer on the first one. Think it's got a lot of value. And the second one here, you're going to have to trust me as well. Going to have a little coyones, but it is very, very fishy, and I think we're on the right side. So, play number 1, coming from me. Don't you dare call me a homer. I'm going to the matchup between the Chicago Bulls and the Philadelphia 76ers, and you bet your bottom dollar I'm taking the Chicago Bulls plus 2.5. 4-star play for me here today. I would make it 5, but still a couple of little question marks here and there. Are the Bulls really this good? I'm waiting for them to let me down, but I just don't think it's going to happen here. And I actually think that this line is completely wrong. I think that the Bulls should be favored in this spot, and because of a couple key reasons. Number one is injuries. No Danny Green, no Tobias Harris tonight. That makes me a lot more confident in some of the playmakers on the Bulls being able to get going, get running with some of those defensive presence like Green and Harris off of the floor for the Sixers tonight. The Bulls do not have Preston Williams now. Obviously, he's out for the season, but what they have been able to do is backfill his position really nice. First time they were kind of getting underneath him that first half against the Celtics on Monday. It looked really bad. It was like, holy shit, is this what's going to happen? Second half, they found that chemistry. I think they continue to build upon that in the game here today. I think Chicago's defense shows up in Philadelphia. 5th in points per game allowed, 9th in field goal percentage allowed, and 16th in three-point field goal percentage allowed. I believe they are going to lock down the Sixers tonight, play Clamps McClamperson, if you will. Chicago's three ball is actually also a key thing I'm looking at here. They're 3rd in three-point field goal percentage in the league right now, partner, and all of you beautiful people watching. They are absolutely knocking down the shots from behind the arc, and that is going up against the Philadelphia 76ers tonight, who hold the 21st best defense in three-point field goal percentage allowed. So I think the Bulls are raining threes, hallelujah, all night long. One final thought for me before I get into a couple trends. Chicago holds some key edges in spots that I always look at, or stats I always look at. Total defense, love to see it. Rebounding and turnovers. So 3 key spots that the Bulls hold significant edges over the 76ers, and I think tilts the game in favor of them tonight, but I will gladly scoop up the 2.5, especially with some key trends. The Bulls, 6-1 ATS this season, 3-0 ATS on the road, compared to the Sixers, who are 4-3 ATS, 2-2 ATS at home. Sixers, once again, are being extremely overvalued, and I think the Bulls take care of it with ease because they're 4-0 ATS last 4 on 1 day's rest. They're also 5-1 ATS last 6 road games and 5-2 ATS last 7 following a straight-up win of 10-plus points. Not to mention the Sixers, 1-4 ATS last 5 following an ATS win, and 0-5-1 ATS in their last 6 versus a team with a winning percent above 600. I can't believe I even just said that about our Bulls in the month of November, but let's fucking go. First best bet of the day coming from me, Chicago Bulls, plus 2.5.
I love it. Bulls are back, baby.
Bulls are back, baby. All right, let's keep it moving. Keep it grooving. Next best bet of the day. We're not taking a spread. We're taking the money line. We're going to the matchup between the Los Angeles Clippers and the Minnesota Timberwolves. And you thought wrong. We're taking the Minnesota Timberwolves money line. Maybe you were already thinking that, but I doubt it, because raise your hand if you have heard today, or maybe you've even thought yourself, the Los Angeles Clippers are only a pick against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Are you kidding me? Give me all of that.
Couldn't be.
Well, my
Couldn't
friends,
be.
I'm here to tell you that that is exactly what the books want you to think, and this line has actually flipped to +1 in favor of the Wolves at open. Make everybody think, oh, now it's the sharp side. Now the Clippers, oh, -1, they flipped. That's where you need to be. Unfortunately, I don't think it matters. I will talk about playing the 1 point here down in a little bit later in my analysis, but I don't think it's going to matter whatsoever. I think the T-Wolves are going to handle business here, and that's why I'm taking the money line. Injuries again loom large for me in this matchup. No Marcus Morris and no Serge Ibaka. That means to me that Paul George is going to have the weight of the world on his shoulders. Now, I'm not saying he's not a great player, but he's got to score every point. He's got to get every rebound. He's got to get every assist. And he also has to be the floor general. Now, I'm sorry, but some of his supporting cast, i.e. Reggie Jackson, Nicholas Batum, just haven't been those guys that they need to be and step up in the absence of some of these quality key starters. Not to mention, there's a key injury that I'm taking a look at over on the Minnesota side of the ball, partner. And I don't know if you know about a young man named Patrick Beverly from Wabanzi Valley, if you do so recall, where he played basketball. I do say, because he has been out for a few games, nursing a little bit of an injury, but he's fucking back tonight. And, who did he play for last season? Oh, that's right. The Los Angeles Clippers. Can you say revenge game, my friend? You best believe it. Give me a Pat Bev revenge game. He might drop 30 points on their dome pieces tonight.
I don't know about I don't know about 30
this ain't
points.
This ain't your fucking analysis. Sorry. Stay over there, pal, and I'll continue.
He was disrespected.
He was disrespected. And hey, and I'm saying 30 points, so he might drop 30 points tonight. Either way, Also on the opposing side, or on that same side of the ball, I fucking love it. Minnesota's defense is dirty, boys and girls. They're dirty. They're 8th in the league in points per game allowed, 4th in field goal percentage allowed, and 3rd in 3-point field goal percentage allowed. That is going up a clip against the Clippers offense. 26th in total points, 26th in field goal percentage, and 22nd from behind the arc. Give me all of Minnesota to lock down, Minnesota's defense rather, to lock down the Clippers here today. And not to mention, the Clippers offense is really struggling. That's why I even more think that the Timberwolves defense is going to shine here today. Last 3 games, the Clippers have scored 99 in a win against Oklahoma City, 92 in a loss against Portland, and 79 in a loss against Cleveland. That's right. I read that to you correctly. I think their offensive woes continue, and we see an easy win here for the Timberwolves. I'm predicting the 6 to 8 point win here once again, as I did a previous play yesterday. I think that's right where it's going to be here for the T-Wolves. But you don't believe me? Believe the trends. Since now the Clippers are favored, found some key trends for that it's flipped. Very interesting spot for them to be in. They are 1-4 ATS their last 5 overall, 1-4 ATS last 5 on 1 day's rest, and 2-4 ATS last 6 versus the Western Conference. You look back historically and you're like, oh my gosh, everything's in favor of the Clippers. Well, sure, but that's history. Right now, these two teams are on completely different wavelengths. T-Wolves, Clippers. Give me the young, spry Wolves, Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, to just stiff it to the old dogs here tonight. So for my second best bet of the day, Minnesota Timberwolves, money line.
I love it. I didn't mean to push back on the 30 points. I was just about to say that. I think he's going to go balls to the wall on the defensive end and shut everyone down, whoever he needs to shut down.
Love it.
But the last part, I know everyone has seen all the highlight plays from Anthony Edwards. I don't think people have watched the Wolves enough to realize the type of actual impacts that he makes on both ends without actual highlight plays. I mean, he has become one of my favorite players to watch, whether it's a highlight play or just his basketball IQ, because he's starting to become a star in this league. So I love this one, man. I am not fading you whatsoever. I'll be back in this one most definitely.
Wouldn't be surprised to even potentially see it flip by game time again. So, Hey, I love this play. There you go. There you have it. My 2 best bets of the day. That's all I got for you on my side of the screen. Now, we got the next segment to get to. 2 special plays, my friends, and that is what's coming up next. Now, quick little, I always love to plug Wise Words. Wise Words episode number 9, dropping at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time today. That reminded me, first guest ever we've had on, first time we've ever had connections with him. We got some mutual connections. That little tit for tat me and Mags just had there reminded me of just an absolutely electric tit for tat we had with this young man last night. And Max is looking like, fuck this shit. But I'm over here dying. It was absolutely electric. So it's at the very end of the episode. Make sure you tune in. Episode number 9 of Wise Words Podcast, dropping 12 p.m. Central Standard Time today. I'll talk about it a little bit more, but let's get into third segment of the day, my friends. It's actually going to be a 2-parter with today's special plays, the Wednesday Warrior and the Wednesday Parlay Pop-Off. You see it scrolling down below there. Now, my friend, I'm going to digress to you because I know that this is one of your favorite teams outside of when we just get an opportunity to bet on it, outside of our Bulls as well. Now, they are a frequent flyer of this here Wednesday Warrior special play, and maybe we've already played them on this exact special play here this 2021-22 NBA season. Maybe they burned us, but maybe we've been here before and we're ready to get them back to the pay window. So, partner, without further ado, would you be so kind as to indulge us who is or what team is today's Wednesday Warrior special play?
Alrighty, so Wednesday Warrior, they did let us down last week, but we are not concerned. We are going to the Nuggets versus the Grizzlies, and we're taking the grit and grind. Memphis Grizzlies on the money line for the Wednesday Warrior. Another one that's real close. Don't know what it is at the right this second as far as what the line is. It was right around -1, -1.5 this morning. But, the Grizzlies defense has actually been a little concerning without Dylan Brooks. And I think they're going to see some positive regression. But in this specific matchup, even if it doesn't, this Nuggets offense, partner, has been absolutely nowhere to be found this season. It is so bizarre. Nikola Jokic can't do it all himself. Without Jamal Murray, his supporting cast on the offensive side has really been struggling. They don't have any single game so far this season scoring more than 110 points. That is absolutely unheard of for any type of successful team in the NBA, and they have not really been successful. They've been a little wheel spinning, been a little under appreciated by the books. 3 games under 100 points, and I really think this Grizzlies offense that has been really solid, a little bit, hit or miss the last couple of games like we had last week, but I think they're going to show out tonight. I think John Morant is going to have a great game. Grizzlies actually beat him a couple days ago, and I think we're going to see a similar script. I am blanking on the final score. I want to say it was 106-97. I think both teams might be a little more higher scoring tonight here in Memphis. The last game was also in Memphis, but in Memphis for Denver, it's just has been a house of horrors for him. 1-7 ATS last 8 games in Memphis. So I love the Grizzlies to handle business tonight. I think the Nuggets offense is going to struggle once again. I mean, you look at the other night, you think, oh, maybe Jokic just had a rough night. No, he was 23 points. He was 65, 60% from the field. Yep. He did not have a bad game. He was just fine. The rest of his supporting cast is not doing it for him on the offensive end. And I think we see it again tonight. So give us the Grizzlies money line. You got anything else to add on this one, partner?
You were correct. 106-97 was the last game in Memphis. That was on Monday. I see pretty much an exactly same identical thing happen here with the Grizzlies being at home. You mentioned it, house of horrors for the Mavericks when they got to go in, or I'm sorry, the Nuggets when they got to go into play the Grizzlies. 1-7, ATS last 8 overall, and not to mention just in meetings in general with the Grizzlies. 1-4-1 ATS last 6 overall. I'm not really buying it, my friend, and I'm also not buying Denver as a dog. You said right at the beginning, not really sure where the lines are at across almost every single book on the market right now, at least the ones I follow, from DraftKings to Pinnacle to BetRivers to BetMGM. They all have the Nuggets as +1. There are a few that still have the Nuggets getting the hook at +1.5. So I am more than comfortable getting the money line. I don't think there's any real need that we have to try and play for a 1-point push. That kind of be what we're doing in this situation. So I'm all over the money line. And closing thought to why I said Denver being a dog there. 2-5 ATS last 7 as an underdog overall, and 0-5 ATS last 5 on 1 day's rest. So give me all of the Grizzlies on the money line here. I know you absolutely love them too. They're our traditional Wednesday warrior.
Yeah, absolutely. And also a little similar to your Clippers play, not quite the same because people like the Grizzlies a little more. But I mean, the public just opens up the book and sees the Nuggets as a plus money underdog. Their eyes are going to light up on that one as well, unless you're a huge Grizzlies backer like we are.
Right. Absolutely. So there you go. There you have it. That is our Wednesday warrior, the Memphis Grizzlies money line. But my friends, you ask, hey, there's also the Parlay Pop-Off. What is this? What do you have cooked up? Well, I'm so glad you asked. We have a 3-leg parlay. It is paying out at over 6-1 odds. Juicy, juicy, juicy. $10 are going to win you $60. I mean, how can you ask for more than that? You want to maybe get a 20 spot burning a hole in your pocket. You get a fresh 120, my friends. We are very confident in this one, but always gamble responsibly, gamble within your units. The 3 legs on our Parlay Pop-Off here today, my friends. We are taking that aforementioned Wednesday warrior, the Memphis Grizzlies, on the money line. For my play, we're taking the Minnesota Timberwolves on the money line as well. Partner just mentioned, very similar play to how we see both of these ones going on tonight. And then the final leg, my partner's play, Toronto Raptors +3.5. Again, you parlay all 3 of those bad boys up, you're getting them right at 6-1 odds. Let's get that son of a gun to the pay window and make it 2 in a row and get our classic Wednesday warrior, the Memphis Grizzlies, out of the slump and back to the doggone pay window. I cannot wait. I have already hammered them in. It's now time to give y'all an opportunity to do so as well. So without further ado, let me work my production magic here one final time, my friends, with today's best bets of the day from the TTL Crew for this absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, wonderful Wednesday of bets are now live on your screen. Golden State ablaze. Look at it. It is absolutely gorgeous. My friends, as always, Turn your attention to the left side of your screen. Directly above us, you will see RMags picks his 2 best bets coming at you. He is taking the Toronto Raptors plus 3.5 and the Golden State Warriors -6. Directly across from that, right side of your screen, my 2 best NBA bets of the day. Don't you dare call me a homer. Chicago Bulls plus 2.5 and the Minnesota Timberwolves on the money line. Turn your attention just below 2 special plays today. First one, Wednesday Warrior, bringing it back, frequent flyer, Memphis Grizzlies on the money line, and below that, the Parlay Pop-Off, the combination parlay to give you a little bit extra juice. The Wednesday Warrior, Memphis Grizzlies money line, my play, the Minnesota Timberwolves money line, and RMags play, the Toronto Raptors plus 3.5. Again, parlay those bad boys up. You're getting right around plus 605 odds. Let's get it to the pay window. And last, but certainly not least, lock them in, hammer them home, sprinkle a little bit of dough down, whatever you need to say. Just make sure you get today's TTL Crew best bets of the day in just as you see them, and whatever the current best line is on your favorite sports book. Okay, my friends.
I love it.
There we go. There we have it. The whole time was doing Wednesday Warrior and Parlay Pop-Off going below there. So
Oh, that's all right.
I totally forgot to take that away, but there we go. There we have it.
Just another chance to showcase the old ticker.
Hey, absolutely love it. Now, you might also see here something else above us. First things first, that does it for all of our best bets, all of our insights, all of our analysis. But we do have one final guest that needs to grace us with their presence, and that is the all-knowing cubicle objects that we refer to as the Moneyline Dice. They are live on set, on show, my friends. So let me take away the best bets of the day. There you go. You see them. Now, what the role is, if you saw it on there, Dallas and San Antonio Spurs. Mavs and Spurs, both kind of in some weird spots right now. We didn't really know what type of value that we could find on this game, so we leave it in the hands of the dice, my friends. So without further ado, once again, you just have to trust me. Believe that I am being a truthful old guy over here throwing these dice. But first roll of the day, home or away, are we taking? Oh, first, let me set the quick stage. Oh, hold on. First, 2-0 day yesterday from the Moneyline Dice.
And a monster Moneyline casher. One of it might be the biggest, possibly the biggest Moneyline winner that the Dice has seen.
Quite possibly. So they're feeling hot. They're looking good. They've had a great week already. Now, tonight's game. Mavericks favored by -1, favored on the line.
Flipped.
It is now flipped, so now they are the puppies. Pretty much a pick 'em, 1 point. And then the game total is still or still not at 216.
Still 216.
Okay, so there you go. The stage is set. Now back to it, my friends. Are we taking the home team San Antonio Spurs, or are we going with Luka and the boys, the Dallas Mavs? We soon find out. In 3, in 2, in 1. Home team. Home team. Pick it up and turn it. There you go. Home team.
Home team Spurs.
Okay, next roll, Moneyline or ATS. Are we going to get, not really chalky either way. Just find out if we got to lay a point or if we're taking them straight up. In 3, in 2, in 1. ATS.
Okay.
Home ATS. Oh, make sure I show you. Turn it there we go. Home ATS. And last but not least, wildcard roll. Are we doubling down for the second day in a row? Are they saying, hey, we messed up, or we got a target on the total here today? Well, Dice, we ask for your help, and we all find out in 3, in 2, in 1. Home ATS. Double
down, baby.
the fuck down. Home ATS, I know that one's a little bit difficult, more difficult to see. Either way, home ATS, home ATS. You guys just have to trust me all the way. I'll do one final show, and you can't really see it all too well there. I'll figure out another way to show you guys that nonsense. But home ATS for today's Moneyline Dice roll.
Spurs -1.
The dice have spoken. If you want a guaranteed take 1 ticket to the window tonight. No questions asked, no qualms, no queries. We will hear none of the bullshit. Lock in right now. The San Antonio Spurs, -1. Doubled down by the Moneyline Dice.
I love it.
Thank you, Dice.
Thank you,
Thank
Dice.
The
Thank
usual
you for
ASMR
yesterday.
for you, too. Hey, yeah, thank you for the 2. Yeah, you give us another casher today. We appreciate the hell out of you. Let me put them to bed here so they're back resting nice and easy.
I can get behind it. Mavs have been a goofy team so far.
Yes, they have, and I can definitely get behind it as well. So let me make my note. We are taking Spurs -1, double down. Okay, my friends, there you go. There you have it. That was, totally forgot to put it up.
Hey.
There it is. There you have it. Hey, we're still working out this new software, new production shit. Either way, had that up during the other one, but hey, there you go. That was the Moneyline Dice roll of the day. You see it there in the ticker. Now, we got about 20 minutes here till the top of the hour. We'll do some nonsense and back and forth banter, a little bit what's going on in the world of sports and sports gambling. So without further ado, that does it for all of today's best bets of the day, our best bets, the Moneyline Dice best bets. If you're just here for the first half of the show, peace and love. But hey, second half of the show, let's kick it on back. Let's get a little weird. And let's talk some shit. So first things first. Let me get that bad boy updated. It's time for RMags Sidebar, the usual banter, a little bit of TTL announcements. So, as always, let's kick things off. Hey, partner. Anything burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul, you have been dying to get out to the kind folks that joined us on episode number 155 on this beautiful November 3rd, 2021.
I don't have anything crazy, partner. I'm just interested to have some open conversations about what the hell's going on in the sports world. Let's kick it off with the college football playoff rankings. How about that?
Ooh,
Those came out yesterday, and a lot of people had thoughts. Go ahead.
First things first. What fucking world are the Oregon Ducks, the number 4 team in the nation?
No.
What am I missing?
I mean, the way I see it, I think they're really just positioning themselves to the point where they aren't going to pull some goofy stunt at the end to where it's going to totally flip things. Like, I think if the season ended right now today, I think Cincinnati would be in that top 4. But if you put Cincinnati in the top 4 right now, and then they go undefeated, you can't then remove them based off, nothing of their own fault. And so I think there's a very real scenario where there's going to be 4 or 5 teams that pass up Cincinnati based off their resume.
And I think that's fucking bullshit.
By the end of things. And I guess I get it, but I've seen this so many times. I know. I get what you're saying is what I mean. I get what you're saying.
I know. I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't get it because I sat and I listened to Robert Griffin III talk this morning, and so many people just boo-booed him and, that's not how. Shout out my guy, Bobby Triple Sticks. I'm with you, dude. He was like, basically what the rankings showed me is that no Power 5 school is ever going to have a fucking opportunity to get into the college football group of 5. Yeah, it's just how it's going to be because right now, Oregon shouldn't even be in the top 10.
No,
fuck that. Fugazi is all get out, and they lost to Stanford. Ohio State should not be in the top 10. They shouldn't even have the opportunity to be playing for the 4th spot. They are not the same Ohio State, and you can't look me in the eyes and tell me they are. There's no way. They lost to Oregon in the shoe. It doesn't matter what they've done since, and I know you're about to beat the drum of, they're going to run the table, they're about to get in it. Fuck that. Both of those 2 teams need to be way behind Cincinnati. Cincinnati, sure, they've had the tight games, the tight come behind, whatever. They're a playoff team. You're going to put Michigan State in there, then you are 150% going to have to put Cincinnati in there. That's Bush League beyond
like I said,
unrepair.
If the season ended today, I would 100% agree with you. But do you agree with me as far as if they put Cincinnati at 4, they can't then remove them if they go undefeated? And because I think Georgia and Alabama, there's a real, very, very, very real scenario where Georgia loses to Alabama in the SEC championship. They both have 1 win. 100% chance both of those teams are getting in with 1 loss. 100% chance, no questions asked. If Ohio State or Michigan State run the table, if Michigan's undefeated or Michigan State's undefeated, or even if Ohio State, that would include a win over Michigan, a win over Michigan State, and whoever they beat in the Big Ten championship, which is going to be a good team. 100% getting in, no questions
What if
asked.
they don't beat them in the Big
That's
Ten
fine. If they
championship,
don't, then that's a different story. That's a totally different story.
Hmm.
I'm just saying if that happens, they're totally getting in, which is a very real possibility. Same thing with Oklahoma. If Oklahoma runs the table and is undefeated, they're 100% getting in, no questions asked. So that's why I say if the season ended today, I think Cincinnati would be in, and they deserve to be in yesterday's rankings. But then if they run the table themselves, you can't then remove them after having put them in. And they're basically just preparing people for that, because if you put them in and that exact scenario that I said, which I guess it's not a certain by any means, but I think it's a good chance that happens, those 4 teams would get in, no questions asked, regardless of what else happens in the country.
Yeah, and that's just that's unacceptable in my eyes. Like that,
And
there's something needs to change, because like even though I'm like, you know how much I love my Tide, great, it's awesome to see them for number 1 every year, but even to an extent, I don't think they should be guaranteed 100% lock as they always are. They're not the same Bama. I sit there and I watch every game. They're not the same Bama team. Now Georgia, lock at number 1.
Yeah.
They're destroying everybody. Their defense is on point. They are that team. It doesn't matter who's under center, JT Daniels or Stetson Bennett. Either one of them, they're going to get the job done. Michigan State, I think they deserve to be up there. I still think people are throwing shade at them. I still think that not enough people are even giving them respect for the Paul Bunyan win this past weekend. So
you're not wrong.
think that's good. But man, oh man,
and Oregon
man,
though,
oh man.
I don't know how Oregon gets into yesterday's ranking though. That's where I'm
ridiculous.
Just like,
that is ridiculous. Oklahoma to me does not deserve to be one of the top 10 teams. And I agree with you that if it all shakes out how it will, they're going to be one of the last 4 in the playoff. But they don't deserve to be there. They're not the same team that they have been. They're not. They had to bring in Caleb Williams because their stud, we all know, is not playing as he should be playing. So I don't know, man.
So as far as Oklahoma and Ohio State not being what they typically are, I fully agree with you on all of that. But the rest of these teams 3 and down, they're not. I haven't seen anything from them to convincingly put them where they are as well. So I push back on you when you say that those 2 teams aren't top 10 teams, because I 100% agree with you. They're not as good as they have been the past 5 to 10 years. I 100% agree with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I do still think they're the 3rd and 4th best team in the country.
Yeah, I could agree with you to an extent, but yeah, I don't want to see Oklahoma in that. Like Oklahoma
I'm not saying
will
I'm
get
rooting for
hold on.
Yeah.
Oklahoma will get their teeth kicked in if they play Georgia or if they play Alabama. It's no shot in the dark.
1000%.
I don't need to see that. So they shouldn't be in the top 10. They shouldn't even be sniffing any of that, because we know that they would get their shit kicked in. Oregon would get their shit kicked in. Michigan State
everyone else
would get their shit kicked in. Everybody would. Besides, in my mind, honestly, Cincinnati. Cincinnati puts up a shot and a half in my mind. And I do not understand why they still get so much shade. They've pulled it off. They've come from behind. It's just because of the slow start of how they start overall in every single game. And everybody's just worried that they wouldn't be able to overcome it. I think they personally could. And I think they would be great for football to see them.
I would love to see them in. I'm not trying to sound like I just am like, having seen the college football playoff over the last 5 or so years, I just kind of feel like I can see what's kind of coming. But I hope I'm wrong, because I'd love to see Cincinnati in there.
Oh, yeah, it's not going to happen. It's 150% going to be Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma, and you make your pick on the 4th.
Yeah.
So it's what it's going to be. It's regardless. So, I mean, it's fun. It's nice to debate and anticipate and deliberate what should be. But unfortunately, I'm on the wrong side of the coin, and there's no fucking way any of that is ever going to happen.
We need an 18 playoff.
Fuck that. We need 16. 16 and make it a month. Everybody loves college football anyway. Fuck it. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the more the merrier, man.
That's what I'm saying. All right. So there's college football problem solved with the rankings in the world. What else you got?
I mean, should we address the elephant in the room?
Yeah. A-Rose, 100% out for Sunday. Got that old son of a bitch Rona, Uncle COVID, knocking at his door. And apparently, look on your face, man. It looks like somebody shot your puppy dog. What's up?
Well, apparently, I said I'm going to be in Green Bay next Sunday for Packers Seahawks. Apparently, which I imagine he's there. The earliest he can come back due to the current protocol is Saturday, the day before next Sunday's game as well. Which, I mean, optimistically, I'm going to say, he'll be ready to rock.
How would that be? Does he?
Apparently, he's unvaccinated, so that's why he didn't have
Fachi. The old Facciacci.
So as far as where Adams last week was like, okay, if you pass 2 tests within 24
So
hours,
it
you
doesn't
can
matter.
play. So
Yeah,
for
it
him
doesn't
right
matter
now,
for
it
him.
doesn't matter. It's the same as what Alan Lazard was last week. So I'm optimistic that he'll be back for that game that I'll be back at. But otherwise, it's gonna be a nice look at what our future is or isn't. So
I mean, if
we'll
it
see.
with it being Roge, I don't put it by him to be able to come back, log a little bit of something on Saturday, and then just trot into fucking Lambeau. And
Yeah,
no
I'm not
big
concerned
deal.
about that if he's ready to go.
But I am kind of concerned about that because as somebody who has battled Uncle COVID, it fucking changes your ass, dude.
Yeah.
And especially as an athlete, it ain't no joke. Even if this is a mild case, whatever the case might be, it is no joke. It messes with your lungs. It messes with your stamina. It messes what you do. We saw it with Cam Newton last year. And me and you both banged the fucking drum on that. Everybody's like, oh, Cam sucks, this and that. I'm like, he got COVID in week 5 and then had to come back and lead a team that was just not that all-around good anyway. So
yeah.
that would be the only thing that would concern me. But
optimistically, I was just like, oh, he probably doesn't have bad symptoms.
It's
I know,
yeah.
optimistically, that whatever you just said wasn't in my head whatsoever. So now I am consider me actually concerned after what you just put into my head.
Devil's advocate, it's definitely worth something. It's definitely worth noting because my happy ass for a good month after, I'd get tired walking from the fucking couch to the refrigerator.
You had it rough. You had it rough.
It got me, boy. It got me.
I mean, maybe it'll come out the next couple of days. He was on McAfee's show looking fine yesterday, though.
Yeah,
so.
that's what's interesting. So who knows? We're not pointing fingers, but maybe it was a backup quarterback's fault. What the fuck are we doing, Banger? What are we doing? Either way,
obviously we can't pin that on him without shit.
Tough break for the Packers. Seems old Uncle COVID's been having its way with the Lambeau faithful this year so far. So
like I said, I will stick to if you said you have to miss one game of Aaron Rodgers, what's your pick? I said I guess this one against an AFC team. I guess.
Quite possibly.
I guess that would be my pick. I guess that would be my pick.
I could get down with that. And also, like, the Chiefs just haven't been the Chiefs in general.
Like,
so if potentially
call me crazy, but I'll have some weird optimism that they can do it with Jordan Love, honestly.
And what Joe Barry has been able to do with this defense, just out of nowhere, has me completely. I thought it was the wheels were going to fall off last week. We had. Here's the setup, and I don't know the exact guy's name, and I should know that, and I should be able to pull that, and maybe you can help me out here, Max. But they had the defense or the linebackers coach or defensive back coach, whatever one. He would get a formation call. He would relay that to a secondary coach who would then pair that formation with a specific either package, either zone or blitz or man, whatever. And then he would combine that and shoot that out to whoever's helmet he was on the field, tell him the play, and then that sumbitch gives the play to everybody on the field. Now, if you don't, the first thing that came to my mind is kindergarten. Think about it.
Telephone.
We used to play the fucking telephone game all the time. Me, I'd be out there on that field confused as all the motherfucker. We'd be running a blitz when they needed a fucking cloud 3 look, a deep cover 2. I don't fucking know.
Hey.
I can't believe they did it. Blew my mind.
It's working. So like I said, I'm gonna have some weird optimism that they can still get it done. Maybe the books knew something we didn't as far as that, because the Packers, we were like, why are the Packers a short underdog here to the Chiefs?
Yeah,
which
how the fuck did they already know?
Wild if they knew that. I guess we'll see what the line movement it is here. I guess maybe I'll pull it up right now if we want to, but I'll have some weird optimism because Jordan Love, he was. Yeah, a rookie, but he didn't look horrible. Oh, +7.5. Holy shit.
It's already at +7.5.
It is +7.5, +8 on DraftKings.
Fuck. Well, you missed the boat. You missed the boat on that one, kids.
Give it to me.
Yeah, that's a little delusional, kids. That's a little delusional. Let the Packer fan be excited, be happy. Hey, great.
Devontae Adams is back.
Awesome. They don't have a field general, and you cannot look me in the eyes and tell me Jordan Love is going to be a field general.
he's going to be enough of a field general against this broken ass Chiefs team. If it was a team that's playing well, yeah, I'd be shitting my pants. But
Latest and greatest out of the G-Men organization, New York City Football Giants, Saquon Barkley, not spotted at practice. He is dealing with that ankle injury, but there is no word as this might be a COVID-related issue as well. So old Uncle COVID might be fucking up the league right now. Let's see. Little something coming out here about OBJ.
that's
Obviously,
what I was hoping you were
so
going.
we'll talk a little bit about this. Obviously, OBJ Senior. Hashtag I'm hurt. FR. I'm hurt. Hashtag this is crazy. Hashtag
We talked on that show
father
yesterday,
first.
I think, right?
Yeah. Hashtag love my son. Hashtag father first for real. All that being said, he makes an Instagram post with about 1,000,001 of those hashtags yesterday of basically somebody had made this YouTube video of targets. And if you've ever watched game film, you can throw a target on somebody, target on OBJ and a target on Baker. Every single time OBJ was wide open in the middle of the field, whether it was in the flat, a deep 7 route, a deep 9, whatever the case might be. And he posted that entire clip compilation. And so that sent the media world ablaze. Obviously, that's going to play into a lot of this. And like, being the world we live in now, which is like how fast social media and everything is now, like the cart's gonna be in front of the horse more oftentimes than not, for lack of a better term. But that all happens. Then you see Stefanski at the podium trying to backtalk and say, oh, it's on me. Let's keep this off of the players, whatever. Well, now you see that. My thought is there's no way that there can't be locker room turmoil now. And it has been maybe, I guess, downfall is the right word, downfall of OBJ's career that he is seen as this distraction, as this nuisance, as somebody who brings bad things to the culture. And the Browns have started to change everybody's opinion of that. And like, we really love him. He's a great locker room guy. Nobody says that. He's just out for now. Whatever. He comes back. It's going to be great. He comes back. I don't want to say he's less than 100%, but he's not 100%. Let's be honest. Maybe Baker not being 100% too plays into even more of that, but he's not classic OBJ. And, you can't tell me he's going to go on the free agent market right now and somebody's going to pay him 10, 15, 20 million dollars. It's just not going to happen at this point in his career. He's battled too many injuries, and now you can almost fucking solidify the fact that he's a locker room issue and he's a culture nuisance, and that's not something you want. But I don't know. I digress. That's kind of crazy. What the hell? I don't know. What are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I mean, as far as OBJ, if he was pissed about his dad doing that, he would have been immediately like, hey, guys, like, I didn't have any part of that. Like, fuck that. Like, I don't know what my dad is on. It's not like a LeVar Ball situation where, his son's going to be like, hey, guy, you know how my dad is. Like, I didn't say any of this. If he wanted to shore up the situation, he would have. And if he's skipping out on practice today, they have to be dealing with it in some way. And, I mean, people were talking to me, like, would you want OBJ and the Packers? All these news media outlets, OBJ to the Packers. I don't want him for any less than $3 million, honestly. Like, A, from a production standpoint, and B, obviously, if he's there, he's probably not going to be complaining about Aaron Rodgers not throwing him the ball, but because it's a totally different story. But I don't really want him.
No, I don't blame you in that regard. Something else I wanted to take stock of. The Dallas Cowboys have announced that Tyron Smith probably won't be playing left tackle as well, just kind of keeping it steaming here. This is very interesting because they are 10-point favorites at home against the Denver Broncos. Now, we know the Denver Broncos are dead. What does their win last week against the football team really mean? I don't think anything, but they did look really, really bad, they being the Dallas Cowboys, in the second half when Tyron Smith went out. That running game looked even worse. And, Denver's defense hasn't been great. I don't know. It hasn't been terrible, I want to say, actually, but I don't know how much the loss of Von Miller contributes to some type of no veteran presence, or are they going to still be able to stop the run? So something to think about there. 10 points just seems like way too fucking many for me, if I'm being honest. I know the Cowboys took care of business again last week, so it's just like, what do you do at this point? But I was scrolling through and I saw that update, and without Tyron in the second half last week, that running game couldn't get going whatsoever.
Right. Like you said, I'm not sure if this is going to be a stay away from me because going into the last week, I basically buried the Denver Broncos, and
Mm-hmm.
and like you said, what is that win against the Washington football team? I think that's the key word. And
Yeah.
I certainly am not going to be in the spot where we're fading the Cowboys, at least against this Denver team, if they are still what I think they are. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if we'll be back in the Cowboys or if I'll be back in the Cowboys or not. Certainly not going to be back in the Denver Broncos in this spot, though.
A couple other announcements. I agree with you there as well, or NFL updates. No sign of Kyler Murray or DeAndre Hopkins today at Arizona Cardinals practice. We talked about it with our guest of the day for today's Wise Words, episode number 9, dropping at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time in but a brief hour and 2 minutes. Talked about this team with him yesterday, and I was like, what the hell's up with the line? What are you seeing here? And he kind of mentioned something about Kyler. Now, obviously, Kyler's probably still going to play regardless, but it's never a good sign that he's has to have full, because that means right now he's getting treatment on that shoulder or whatever the case might be, and DeAndre is too. And the fact that DeAndre couldn't come in after that hamstring, son of a bitch, it might be the thing that he was nursing last year, and this might turn into a bad lingering issue.
Yeah.
So updates at Arizona Cardinals.
Right. I was surprised they let him play on Thursday night, honestly. I thought it would
Same.
have been a good night to get him some rest, especially on that short week.
I agree. Big breaking news. Fantasy owners rejoice. CMC, Christian McCaffrey, designated to return from IR. Should be ready to rock and roll here for this upcoming week, barring any last-minute setbacks.
I am playing against him this week, so that obviously I love to see the guy, but bad timing as far as I am concerned.
I took 2 rough losses back-to-back weeks. This last one, if you followed me on Twitter, you started the season 3-5 or whatever the hell it was.
I was
so
2-4, 4-4 now.
You're getting back in the action, and I've absolutely freaking fell off the last 2 weeks, which were not really good. So we'll come back to that. We briefly touched on it though. Yeah, Michael Thomas out for season as well. Had a re-aggravation of that ankle injury or something additional with it, and he's out. So now you really see why Sean Payton sat there and said, we were trying to get him to do this shit 6-8 months ago, and now he's jacking around. I think they might have known this a little bit. He tried to start warming up the motor, and bingo bango, you see what the hell happens. Also, no pin. Now go ahead. What you got?
Oh, I think I think he's done with the Saints in general.
Yeah, I think so too, quite possibly. Another update. No pin, now we win. # Go Hawks. Russell Wilson back at practice and throwing. He is eligible to return in week 10, so that'll be next week against your Packers, my friend. So, outside of that, nothing crazy. My boy Joey Sly, hate to see it, got waived by the 49ers. One of the best fantasy kickers over the last few seasons, and just has shit the bed in 2021. Yeah. So T's and P's to Joey. Hopefully find something there. Noah Fant hits the COVID-19 list, my friends. And outside of that, one final thing on the OBJ news. He has an excused absence from practice today, per a league source. Additionally, this is per Josina Anderson. Additionally, it is my understanding that OBJ was ready to attend practice per usual. For some reason, the Browns told him he was excused from practice today for some reason. So very interesting.
They excused him?
Yeah, but he was planning to practice as per usual. So
I mean, how do you just walk back into that locker room or practice field with just, hey guys, how's it going?
That's number one. Number two, I would not be surprised to see him waived sometime today. I would not be surprised to see that as the next update we get. They get out of practice and he's waived. And why do I say that? Because then he hits the fucking free agent market and teams can pay the pennies on the dollar, and that gets the Browns out from underneath the $8 million in dead cap. So Browns might be playing this the smartest way they could have, and maybe there was shit going on behind the scenes, and this is their way to okay, we're going to keep it under the rug, and next thing you know, OBJ's a Green Bay Packer. Who knows?
Hey. Yeah, I say I don't want him, but if I get news that he's there, I'll be like, all right, he's back.
Get the hell out of here. You'd be losing your freaking mind for OBJ on the Green Bay Packers. Give me a break. All right. NFL, pretty much everything there. 2 minutes after the hour. Just got a couple of announcements, and we'll hit you with some motivation minutes, get you out of here, get you ready for Wise Words episode number 9. Once again, congratulations to the Atlanta Braves, your 2021 World Series, the Fall Classic champions. First time since 1995 when they had my guy Greg Maddux in the rotation. Cubby for life. I'll never forget. Caught my first home run ball ever from the Derek Lee wearing a Greg Maddux jersey. So 2 guys I will never forget, and some of my favorite Cubbies of all time. So a little bit of nugget of knowledge, about Colt there. Now, all that being said, got soccer coming back around. Gonna have some matchups I'm gonna be looking at. I'm gonna try and get back into that, my friend, because I was starting to see some things, and maybe potentially we have a footy legend of sorts maybe grace us with his presence on the Wise Words pod. Who knows? Some things we might be working on. Who's to say? All that being said, NBA, we'll obviously be talking about that a lot. That's in full swing. College basketball, but a mere 6 days away. Starts next Tuesday. You better believe your boy and your boy are going to be absolutely juiced, ready, locked, and loaded to dive right into the season.
I'm already juiced.
Same. I am too. Went through a handful of articles, rankings, different things last night, just getting my juices flowing where I'm at. We're going to hit the ground running. I know they tell you, hey, relax, be easy, but I love college basketball so much. I'm already kind of looking at these lines and like, I'm pretty damn confident in a lot of these here right off the bat. So let's go. Let's rock and roll. It's about to be college basketball season. We sleep in May.
Yes, we do.
All of that being said, a couple announcements outside of that, unless you had anything left for your sidebar, partner.
No, sir. That'll do it.
All right. Last couple announcements here, my friends. We have the few blogs, all that nonsense. We got my UFC pick blog, comes out every Saturday morning. We'll have that. Just want to remind you that. RMags Extra Cheddar blog comes out on Sunday. He's probably going to want to do a little bit extra research on that bad boy, see what he's got rocking and rolling there this week. And then we'll have some additional blogs, some additional content we're working on too here as we get into absolutely loaded time of the year when you wake up on a Saturday morning and there's about 225 some odd fucking games you're about to go through. Oh, baby, I'm juiced. We're working on some stuff in the background on that. Hopefully we'll have that ready to rock and roll by next week, 2 weeks here when everything starts really getting clipping. So should be rocking and rolling there. Stay on the lookout for updates to new content. We'll always drop it in the playlist. We'll always keep you guys updated here. So make sure you stay locked in for that. Outside of that, one more reminder, in but a brief hour and 55 minutes, or no, I'm sorry, but 55 minutes, not even hour, just 55 minutes. Wise Words, episode number 9, drops right here on this YouTube channel. Will be available here first and subsequently following right after immediately on your favorite podcast directory. Figured out a new way to be able to pull the audio, partner. Didn't tell you about that. Found out a way to do it a lot quicker, a lot faster. So, hey, just adding to the repertoire. You guys will see that. Be sure to tune in for the drop, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, Wise Words episode number 9. Get your weekly dose of sports betting knowledge and insights from some of the most electric and brightest names in the sports gambling industry that you won't find anywhere else. We promise. Outside of that, can't remember anything I said. Just stop by talkingtheline.com or in this episode's description down there, the Talking the Line link tree. You hit that link tree, you'll already see the talkingtheline.com website, but all of our additional social platforms and our additional content, so you can consume all of that however, whenever you please, and stay up to date with what we got going on. At the very minimum, just recommend checking out talkingtheline.com. You might like it, you might not. Who's to say? Who's to know? We got some blogs. We got some different podcasts on there. You can see all of our podcasts. You can see all of our daily best bets. You can actually even hammer in plays and bet directly from our website on your favorite sportsbook. And maybe we just make it easy for you to sign up for different sportsbooks if you have not already. So, well, something for you to think about there. Visit talkingtheline.com and stay up to date on everything TTL Sports Media. Partner, before I get these kind folks out of here with a little bit of motivation minutes, a little bit of inspiration to get all of us through our beautiful Wednesday here. Anything else you need to dish out, deliberate, lay out, banter about, anything in between?
No, sir. I think we're ready to rock. Bulls are back. All our bets are hitting tonight, and, we're going to have a great day.
Love the sound of it, pal. Well, without further ado,
You know.
hey, I know. I do know.
Uh-huh.
That's why I wasn't wasting any more time with it. I do know. So, without all that being said, the final segment of the day, my friends, let's put it in a ticker. It's time for my motivation minutes. If you're a fan of my motivation minutes, you know I do this at the beginning of every month. You know I got my dry erase calendar, and I always like to throw up a little quote of the month, share that with you guys. Say, hey, this is where my thoughts are. This is where I'm at here for the month. This is where my energy, my vibes are flowing. So, real short, sweet, nothing too major. I'll give you a little perspective behind it too. But quote of the month, my friends, life isn't about where you are, more so where you're aiming. And if you've listened to a edition of my motivation minutes before, you know that's from a full thing. Our species does is only evolve, and it's only a matter of time that we must endure trial, error, and emptiness. You know the whole deal. I could go through it all, but I decided to pick out this little excerpt because this one means a lot. A lot. And about every time that I get to this spot in that poem or quote or whatever you want to call it, I start to get choked up because this is one of the most important things that anybody can remember in their life, but so few people apply it. Life isn't about where you are, more so where you're aiming. It's not about where you're at right now. It's not about trying to impress everybody with what you got right now. It's not about what you get by doing X, Y, or Z. It's who you become because of doing X, Y, or Z. It's always the process over the product. It's always what do you gain and who do you become and what more better of a person you are, for lack of a better term, because you decided to undertake XYZ situation or chase after XYZ goal. Life isn't about where you are, more so where you're aiming. And there's actually a second part to that. And it's we all know a person aiming at nothing is sure to hit it. And I've talked about it before, moving for the sake of just moving or actually having meaning behind your moves. Do you just do to do? You get up, you go to work, you do your monotonous life, you whatever, blah, 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 blah. You bitch on social media, you go to the bar on Friday, bar Saturday, hangover Sunday, rinse, wash, repeat come Monday. Is that how you live your life, or do your actions have meaning? Do you make sure that every single thing you do sets you up for what you're aiming at? Life isn't about where you are, more so where you're aiming. And a person aiming at nothing is sure to hit it. So if you don't take the time to realize that, yeah, my goals are there, my passions are there, my dreams are there, I'm giving everything I have to attain those, and you don't take the time to step back and say, okay, I might not be there yet, but who have I become because of this? What am I learning right now? Why am I in this situation right now? What is it doing to set me up to get to that goal? And the more you fall in love with that process, the more you fall in love with finding out who you really are, why you're here, what this moment is meant to get you to that goal, the faster you get to those goals. They fall right in your lap. They happen when you least expect them. And then it doesn't become this drawn-out process. It doesn't become this, oh, my goals are so far out in the distance, and oh, I got to the process over the product, and I got to remember what Colt says. It becomes where it's almost second nature. It becomes where you can't help but do anything to love the process. But you can't do anything to every single moment in your day. You're thinking, what am I here for? What is this teaching me? Where is this taking me? What is this causing me to grow in this area to go here? And once you get to that spot, then stuff starts just clipping right along. And I'll admit, I would like to say that I'm there more oftentimes than not, but I still am a human being. I still have bad days. I still run into the wall and forget that it is all about process over product. And I can't see that product all the way in the horizon. And sometimes I lose hope. Sometimes I lose faith. Sometimes I say, what the fuck am I here for? This doesn't make any sense. Instead of, what am I here for? What am I supposed to learn? And I hope you can tell the difference in those two tones of voice and those two sides. And I hope you also know what side you should be falling on. So remember, my friends, this life is not about where you are, not about what you have, not about who you are, not about, well, it is about who you are, but I'll get to that. It's not about what everybody wants to make it out to be, or what media wants to make it out to be, or whatever the case. It's all about what's in here and where you are directing that and what you're aiming towards. Because if you are putting your 150%, your heart, your passion, your belief into that thing, and you're not worried about anything else around you, that's all that matters. Period. That is all that matters. So I know a little bit more windy on this one. This one is very, very important to me, and I think it should be very important to you guys to want to fall in love with the process and stop fighting it so much and stop fighting adversity and wanting to find that next move of adversity to see, instead of it being an obstacle, how can it be an opportunity? So remember today, life isn't about where you are, more so where you're aiming. And we all know a person aiming to nothing is sure to hit it. And that does it for my motivation minutes of the day.
Love it, man. Fantastic message as always.
I appreciate it, dude. You're frozen with your thumb up for a minute.
Was I? Oh.
I love it. It was absolutely electric. There you go. There you have it. Little piece of me to you guys. Hope you enjoyed that motivation minutes here today. Outside of that, partner, anything else I have missed? Anything popped into your head as I was deliberating some minutes here? Any late breaking news? Anything that I have left out?
If Tyrod Taylor is ready to play, he'll play. Not sure if it's happening or not, but if he's ready, he's going to go.
Old Davy Mills hits the bench, and the Houston Texans dumpster fire rages on.
Hey, Texans, Miami. If we get Tyrod in that game, give me the Texans, baby.
And the Texans are getting 6.5 points in that game, my friends. So, that was kind of what I was going to be thinking there, my friends. So there you go. There you have it. All right, that's it. Episode number 155. That's a wrap. That's everything. We've given you all of our best bets. We kept you here long enough. Always take the over. We're right around an hour and 15 every single day. We always like to keep it a little bit tighter. Maybe 45, maybe hour 15. Who knows? But we always do recommend hammering in the over if you do choose to tune into an episode of the TTL Pod. All that being said, I digress. My partner digresses. Let's send you on out of here the only way we know how. Ladies and gentlemen, degenerates and gamblers, far and wide, from myself and Mags, thank you so much for choosing to stop by the TTL Pod today. Get some picks, insights, analysis, some rabbit holes, some good vibes, some laughs, some arguments, everything in between. We checked about every box we possibly could, and we cannot thank you guys enough for choosing to stop by, spend your hard-earned time with us. We appreciate you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We are only going to keep growing TTL Sports Media bigger and better for each and every one of you, and keep growing our network and our connection so we can keep making everything bigger and better for each and every one of you. So once again, thank you, thank you, thank you. We hope you have a spectacular rest of your Wednesday, unless you have any other plans. And as always, let's cash some tickets.
That wasn't bad.
Not bad at all. Hey, got to click over here. Let's cash some tickets. Have a spectacular day, everybody. Peace and love.